For those of you who don't know me well, I'm Ursula Dickson, and I have the honor of serving as your district attorney. I bring to this work decades of experience, including nearly 15 years as a prosecutor and 11 years as a Superior Court judge. All of those years I've worked with victims of human trafficking. Over the years, I've worked alongside families, frontline professionals, and advocates, and I've seen how traffickers target vulnerability, especially among young people. That perspective is why I'm committed to fighting for justice for survivors in a way that truly protects the community, supports healing, and holds traffickers accountable. Human trafficking is a profit-driven exploitation of humans, specifically adults and children, for labor, sex, but through force, fraud, and coercion. And survivors are often from communities of color and immigrant communities. More simply put, trafficking is often underreported because trafficking thrives on secrecy, stigma, fear, and because some victims don't yet recognize what happened to them as they're being trafficked. One of the hardest truths is that trafficking doesn't always look like a stranger in a dark alley. Traffickers can pose online, behind realistic social media accounts, dating profiles, or other fake job offers. And sometimes they're even known to the victim. That's why prevention includes digital safety, trusted adults, and community awareness, especially for young people. Our office is bringing back a renewed focus on trafficking prevention, building on the legacy that Alameda County has built. And we were nationally recognized, and we've kicked off the first of several public service announcements to help public spot warning signs, report safety, and support survivors. Now, as we move toward our 2026 readiness, of course, we have what we call the trifecta. 3 huge athletic events happening in the Bay Area at the same time, which is great for the community, but a disaster for people who are victims of trafficking. We have our Super Bowl, we have March Madness, or NCAA basketball, and FIFA World Cup. So this gives us an opportunity to work regionally with other counties to help support, as we know that Oakland will be hit hard with individuals coming to our city to look for women, young people, folks of color specifically who are being trafficked. In October, I joined the South Bay Coalition to End Human Trafficking to talk about opportunities for a strengthened approach to combat trafficking regionally. And our message to traffickers is pretty simple. If you exploit people in the Bay Area, you will be investigated, arrested, and prosecuted. Through our Human Trafficking Advocate Program, my office has worked hand in hand with 19 law enforcement agencies and dozens of community organizations this year alone. And our office continues to center survivors in every prosecution while connecting them to support, housing, and healing. Our Victim Witness Division is a cornerstone for the DA's office, and our advocates are trained to meet the needs of survivors of human trafficking with care, sensitivity, and compassion that the individuals deserve. Our advocates work hard, hand in hand, with our attorneys, inspectors, and partner organizations to support survivors and survivors' autonomy, dignity, and well-being. In 2025, our office served 261 trafficking survivors, 142 of whom were receiving services for the first time. We made 188 referrals to trusted community organizations providing emotional support and safety services, as well as assisted 117 survivors in seeking victim compensation support. These numbers are not abstract. They represent real people who found safety through partnership. When we coordinate across county lines, we save lives. Earlier this year, our advocates worked with a 15-year-old girl trafficked by her own relatives. She had been taught to see her abuse as affection, a princess lifestyle. With trauma-informed care, our advocates helped her begin to recognize coercion for what it was, securing 23 coordinated services for this young woman, from counseling and relocation to victim compensation and housing. That young survivor is safe today because partnership works. Law enforcement advocates and community allies all move together to move mountains. To our frontline workers, In transit and hospitality, thank you for being first to notice when something's not right and for saying something when you see something. To our nonprofit partners and advocates who do the work despite the odds and the risk, you're all the fuel that keeps this work going. Thank you to the partners in the county that make this work possible, including our safety net, which includes many organizations that help to kind of game plan around how we keep young people safe in our community. And I also want to mention some of our other partners: Love Never Fails, Restorative Pathways, which used to be Ruby's Place, Brave, Justice at Last, Tri-Valley Haven, Shepherd's Gate, SAVE, Covenant House, Sister Me Home, Shade, Missy, Bonita House, Coalition to Abolish Human Trafficking, A Safe Place, Building Futures, City Teams, and A Woman's Place, just to name a few. If you see something, say something safely. Call 911 in emergencies or the National Human Trafficking Hotline. That number is 888-373-7888. Your awareness could be the bridge between captivity and freedom. So Supervisor Tam and members of the board, thank you for recognizing the importance of this work. Please know that my administration is listening to survivors and supporting the regional coordination our residents deserve. Together, Alameda County's message is: we protect our communities, support our survivors, and hold traffickers accountable without exception. Thank you.